Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, LaShaun Austine. Today is Wealth Wednesday and we get to learn from Daine Clark. As of right now, we have 53 participants on the line. Make sure that you reach out to your team. We do not want any ICMs left behind. So today on Wednesdays, we get to learn from Daine, and I really have enjoyed Daine's training style. He has a very clear and precise way of presenting what it is that he's teaching, and he's great at sharing with us what's been working for him, what's not been working for him. And I'm just so grateful that Daine spends every Wednesday morning with us to do that. Some of Daine's background: before Renatus, he was working two jobs. He was working for both Apple and as a roofer. For Apple, typically in Apple, you're an outgoing person and you're out in the front talking to customers. And I found out that Daine was actually not the best at talking to customers. He was really shy. So they ended up having him just work in the back. And then as a roofer, he fell into that as that's what his dad was doing for work. And as you can see, with red hair, fair skin, being in the sun all day was definitely not working out so well for Daine. So at the time, he was barely making ends meet, and he started looking for other income opportunities. He found Renatus, and he plugged into the system. He listened to his mentor, applied velocity banking to pay down debt, and then used that as leverage as a down payment for a duplex. He lived in one side of the duplex and rented out the other. Fast forward to today, Daine has now raised over $12 million from investors to lend on various real estate transactions. His secret to that is consistency and frequency. He has grown his team. He is a PIT team member and recognized by our CEO, Bob Snyder, as a key leader. PIT just means that you are in training to be on the PAC, which is the President's Advisory Council. We are so fortunate to get to learn from Daine this morning. Good morning, Daine.
Good morning, Keely. Thank you so much for that introduction. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you. How are you?
Awesome. Good morning, Renatus Nation as well. And thank you, Jacob. You already know what to do. You're just like, man, let's get this started. I love it. But yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I want to cover today, so I'm going to go quick. So yes, if you guys go ahead and just start commenting in, how many people were you able to communicate with in the last 7 days about Renatus? How many people came to an event? How many people saw a Zoom, a video, live, online, recorded, one-on-one, Zoom? I guess technically we're not supposed to be talking in person, so, but you guys get it, right? How many? I do this every week, and I keep track of it throughout the entire year so I can go back and look at how much money I made versus how many one-on-ones, how many people was I able to communicate with. And it just kind of helps me, and I know I don't usually use this as a mindset to say, oh, I know, like every single time I talk to somebody, I'm going to make, I think my number was $960 or something like that. Every time I sit down for a one-on-one, I make $960. I don't really think about that, but it's nice to know for me, right? Everybody's motivated differently. Some people are motivated by money. Some people are motivated by being able to spend time. Some people are motivated by pain, actually, and that's okay. Some people are motivated by pleasure. Anyway, but for me, I just like to know, hey, how many dollars per hour can I make if I have a hard focus on helping people join Renatus? And so far, it's been the best thing I've ever seen anybody do. Even, I love how I always love watching Bob Snyder and Woody, and Bob was talking about PhDs making an average of $60K a year. To me, that's not enough per hour, because I don't want to work as many hours. Me personally, I enjoy working around 30-ish hours a week. Now, sometimes that fluctuates, yes, but I'm lazy. I don't want to I will work really hard in 20 to 30 hours just so I can spend the rest of the week doing whatever I want with whoever I want. And usually that's family. So cool. Let's give some love here. You guys are awesome. Jacob, first in line, brother, had 1. Keely had 5. Great job. Deborah had 1. Sherry had 4. David had 3 David and Gilda, I should say, had 3 one-on-ones. Sheena says happy Wednesday, everybody. Ada had 4. Esther had 1. Amy had 1. Renee had 2 and 1 order, thanks to a 3-way with Julie. Awesome. Yeah, love 3-ways. 3-ways are the way to go. I love doing 3-ways. In fact, one of these days I'll do a little training on one way that I've seen work pretty well, doing some 3-ways and saves everybody a little bit of time. But yeah, Levi had a goose egg. Thank you, brother, for sharing. Alvin had 4. Sheena says, I have spoken with 30 people about our business in this last week. I love it. Great job. In fact, today, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. You guys are going to love it. Berta had 1. Stephen had 5 peeps, 3 one-on-ones. Great job, brother. Sheena, I was able to convert 5 out of 30 to join our training event. Great job. Heather had 1 and closed him. 1 for 100% close ratio for this week. Great job. Imagine if you had talked to 2 people this week. No, just kidding. Bruce did have a goose egg. Heather, over 10 so far, going to 7. Oh, Heather, you learned. 10 going to meetings in the next few days. Love it. Josh White had 4, 1 Prophet's Order. Wait, Levi, you already said 0, brother. Had a goose egg here. You just wanted to hear your name again, didn't you? Yes, 3 was a powerful. Got my first profit sell that way. Great job. Josh White, thank you for Super Saturday. The map you drew with us, or drew for us, works. Awesome. Thanks, brother. And then Kim had 15. Willante had 3 with 2 one-on-ones. Yeah, good job, you guys. This is awesome. In fact, I forgot to look at mine. Let me count really fast. 1, 2, 3. Had some cancellations this week. That was a bummer. But 4, 5. Looks like 5. 5. And I had a bunch of cancellations this last week. This is actually one thing I want to talk about today. But first, let's take a question. Let's help somebody out. Let's bring it out in the open. If you're new to the call, let me introduce you to what I like to do on Wealth Wednesdays. I like to take somebody and say, hey, let's actually talk about real life. You know, that's one of the things I like to do in just my trainings, and say, hey, like here's what I can see. I'm out there working, I'm out there busting my butt, and here's what I can see that's going on in my experience. But I also want to help somebody else, you know, and let's talk about what you are seeing in your experience. You know, what are people saying to you? And just interrupt me. You know who you are. So go ahead.
Daine, I have a question for you. It's Sherry Asberry.
Sherry, yes.
Yes, so I know you lend money for deals, and that's what I do also. And I was wondering, do you have like a money lending checklist? Like what information you want to get from somebody when you're ready to lend, or when they're asking for you to lend money for deals?
I do, yes.
Okay, can you share that with me?
Yes. Do you know how to reach out to me?
Okay,
so yeah,
got it.
I was gonna let you ask.
Okay, thank you.
If you want to reach out to me.
Oh, okay, I will.
I'll send you some stuff.
Okay,
I
thank you.
will also, though, so one of the things that I may, when somebody wants to see into my real estate business, I am a huge proponent because I owe Renatus, like, I don't want to say everything because, yeah, I put the work in, but they empowered me. And so one of the things that when you reach out to me, and this is just so I want everybody to hear this, when you reach out to me and ask me for that, I'm actually going to follow up with a couple of questions for, hey, have you watched this class? Have you watched this class? Have you watched this class? And if you have, then I'll just send it to you. If you have not, then I'll say, hey, you tell me when you have finished these and it's yours, and I'll give it to you. So just because the things that I have put together literally came from ideas that came from my own taste, if you will, of the education, the way that I saw it. And so I want everybody to experience the same thing.
So
Yeah,
would
just so
you
you
tell
know,
us what those
just so you know
classes
that's
are? Right
Everybody?
now?
You want me to tell everybody?
Yes.
Let's see. Jay Massey's top 3 in the bonus track. Well, I guess that was the old business center. They were the top 3 in that bonus class. But Jay Massey has the, I'm not as worried about the investor ID one, but his raising money in partnerships. Jay Massey has his financial strategies. And surprisingly, Jeff Armstrong. So he has a seller finance notes class. I watched that class because he came into town and did an intensive. And I was just like, I like to go to the intensives and meet the instructors and bring guests and put them in front of them and have them sell Renatus for me so I don't have to. Anyway, and I loved it. I was like, holy cow. And so I went back to his classes and just pounded them out. And the things that he shared in there, I had no idea that I was going to lend money at this stage of my Renatus career, not even like an idea in a pipe dream. And so I took his classes and didn't do anything with them. It was just like, oh, that's really cool. And had some, he talked about how he did his due diligence, how he found his deals, but really I took from, he talked about how he analyzes his properties. And from there, Nathan Tabor in his due diligence class, that was another one that I watched and was like, oh my goodness, that's an amazing class. And then it happened. I had that opportunity the very first time that I ever lent money on a deal. And it was by accident, total accident. I was not trying to do that. I just, in Jay Massey's classes, he talks about how to qualify, if you will, or ask questions and find the solutions. And Jeff Armstrong was like speaking in the back of my mind, like, Daine, remember what you learned from me. And so Jeff Armstrong, he was really one of the ones that gave me the ideas and the due diligence. And so I remember binge watching his classes again, not the whole thing, but just the parts about, hey, here's all the stuff I need. Here's what I should be looking at as a lender. Private and Hard Money was another one by Kendall Stock. So let's see, I've listed what, 1, 2, 3. Oh, one thing, Sherry, are you going to be teaming up with other people's money or just you?
Okay. What do you mean? I'm sorry.
So for example, I lend my own money,
Mm-hmm.
but I have enough people that come to me that say, hey, Daine, I need some money. And I'll look at my bank account and I'll be like, oh, I don't quite have enough of my own money to cover the whole thing. And so then I'll call somebody else. And one thing I should also say is I don't raise money inside of the community. These people are just, I mean, these are people that live down the street from like my parents that I grew up with their kids. These are like my old scout leader when I was a kid. Like that's one, one of those guys. And this is hilarious, but the guy that lives down the street from my parents today that I grew up with his children, I've also got his business partner. I've also got that guy's brother. And then, so there's just like all these referrals from like these people that I knew way prior to Renatus. But Renatus likes it that way. Just saying, don't be raising money inside of the Renatus community. It'll just save you because we're so tight knit. If anything were to go wrong, word travels so fast. And in Matt Sorensen's raising money in raising money in partnerships class, he talks about this and says like it matters. It matters where you meet people. Like if you're going to deal with money, it matters where you meet people. It matters how long you've known those people. Like, do you have any kind of deeper ties to them? But anyway, now I'm just rambling. Sorry, guys. But yeah, reach out to me. I'll send the list.
Well, the reason I'm asking you, Daine, the reason I'm asking you is because I lend money on deals. And so since I lend money on deals, people know that. And so they're like, hey, can you lend money or, something like that. Can you can you find deals for me to lend money on or something to that degree? So I have a lot of work
I'll send
to
you
do.
some stuff. So
Thank you.
Cool. Ooh, Chicago team has Matt Sorensen coming out. Nice. Saturday, 9 to 5, raising private money. Be there. See if there's any updates. But yes. So okay, now let's steer it back though. Let's talk Renatus prospects and leads and stuff. Who can I help? You know who you are. Who can I help that has experienced something that stumped them? Just has questions. And like I say, you know who you are. Don't be shy. Come off of mute.
Daine?
And I will say this as well. Go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish.
I was going to say one thing I do want to say is I've noticed that I've got like the same few people on a weekly basis or monthly basis, whatever, that I'm helping. I know there's a lot more people on this call. We got, sometimes over 100, and so I want to make sure that anybody who has never come out before, that they're comfortable, right? If somebody else competes for it, and if you're new and I've never helped you before, then I'm actually going to take precedence over the new people that I haven't met. So, okay. Go ahead, LaShaun.
Okay, so you haven't helped me, and if you want to, that's great. But I just wanted to share something that I came across that I thought was helpful. We find ourselves on Facebook, and so sometimes I'm like reading advertisements, and I recognize the name. And the name that I recognized was somebody that I went to school with from like 7th grade. And she was looking for information on self-directed IRAs. And so because, of our community, I was like, oh, I want to, tell her about Matt Sorensen. And not tell her about it, but invite her to it. And then what are the odds that we happen to have him this Saturday when I came across her last week? So I just wanted to put that out there that sometimes you come across people that, because you know how on Facebook, there'll be an advertisement thing, and then at the top it'll say people like, and you might recognize those people that like it, and it might be somebody you know. So that's how I got her. So she's going to be going as my guest.
Absolutely. If you ever see somebody, and that's one of the reasons why I like liking. I guess that's the thing. I like liking things that I would want to open up conversations with other people. Because
Yep.
just like you said, for those of you who may not know exactly what LaShawn's talking about, like, let's say I go out and like, I don't know, Cody Sperber, who is the clever investor. He owns a real estate investing training company. I'm not sure if he owns it, but he is the face of a real estate investing training company. They don't have as high of reviews as Renatus. They don't have communities like Renatus. They have not duplicated Renatus. But if I see people that are my friends that are not Renatus students, but are my friends that like Cody's stuff, that is the perfect conversation starter. Be like, hey man, I noticed that you like Cody Sperber. I've been following him for a while. Be honest, I've been following for a while. Are you already doing real estate? Are you a part of his thing? And you just start that conversation. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I should show you. If you like Cody, I should show you this. Some other people that I've been following too. Let me introduce you. In LaShawn's case, let me introduce you to Matt Sorensen, that teaches on self-directed IRAs. Whatever. Like so LaShawn, I just gotta. I hope I did it justice what you just told me.
You did. That's exactly what happened.
And I hope everybody got that. Oh my gosh.
You did. You
valuable.
Sometimes because I'm so excited. I'm like trying to hurry up and say it. But the other thing I wanted to add to that is she's an attorney, and so she has a husband. So it's not like she's strapped for money. You know what I mean? Like she can use her money. And so
qualified.
Got this 401k, and now she wants to invest like in multi-units. So I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Tell me how that story goes. And because we're halfway through the hour here, I'm going to go ahead and start with the training that I prepared. Actually, I got some comments. Let me just check comments real fast. Check comments. Bruce, seller finance notes 1, 2, and advanced notes strategies. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Sherry, that answered that question. Oh, Bruce already said thank you. Oh, you're so polite. Love it. Okay, let me share screen. Here we go. Somebody's calling me. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. All right, here we go. So I want to share with you guys something that I've been noticing in the last, month or so. So last year, it used to be that I would be working with people, and if I got in front of somebody who was qualified and they wanted to get into real estate, I mean, I feel like I was somewhere like, it felt like 50%. If they were qualified and they wanted to get into, they were ready to get into real estate. Bam, they were buying a combo, right? And it was great. It was, I felt awesome because it was almost like every other, some people would be like, meh. And some people would be like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Here's my credit card. Let's do this. Right. And they were in. But I want to share with you guys because I think I shared this little idea. I can't remember how many weeks ago, excuse me. But I've got this. Oh, I'm not even sharing my screen yet. Share screen. I just get too excited sometimes. Okay, here we go. And bam, share screen. Okay. So you guys have seen this before where I've got this process, right? First is you create the intrigue, and then I send them to an intro. And I actually had some people ask me some questions on, do you use the 15-minute briefing? I personally don't, because to me, this is the briefing, right? If I can commit somebody to go straight to a presentation that is going to deliver a lot of value, a presentation that is going to also tell them, oh, by the way, this could cost anywhere from $2,000 to $20,000. If I can commit them to just go straight to that, I will. Just because I get some people who, in fact, I think somebody texted me this, I don't know, maybe it was Super Saturday, but they'll get these people come back and be like, hey, is this leading towards like a training program? Thank you for the 15-minute briefing, but is this leaning towards the training pro? So it doesn't give a chance to deliver a lot of value. And so I like to go straight to a full-on intro and then to a one-on-one. Okay, and so there's my process: intro, one-on-one, and in the one-on-one, I mean, I basically, now that, again, this is last year, I would just close. I would put their order in, and then I would send them to a group event after that, and then from there we would do another one-on-one. And in this one-on-one, I mean, we were putting money in. So there was my system in 2019. 15 minutes intro, about an hour, 15-minute briefing, about an hour to 2 hour intro because they were live, about an hour to 90-minute one-on-one, another 1 to 2 hour group training, and then about a 60-minute, so 1 hour training, right? So there's how much time I'd spend with somebody. Now, obviously, this one I don't spend the intro. That's just a recorded training. So me personally, 15 minutes plus, let's call the higher end here, 90 minutes. So we're an hour and a half, hour 45. So 2 hours and 45 minutes, roughly, of my time. Excuse me. And so this was my system. And I think it was a couple weeks ago when I was talking about this. You got people that you're weeding out, right? You got people that are like, blah, like right out of this 15-minute briefing, they're just like, no, it's not my thing. People come from code the intro and be like, no, and then they just go off, and they're not interested, right? I throw those people right in my not interested box, and then I would get people that would make it all the way to the one-on-one, and I'd sit down and I show them, like, hey, here's my login, here's all the classes that I'm going through, and giving testimonials about each class, and talking about, hey, like when you get started, we'll pick and choose and the most valuable ones for you, and here's a cool story of a deal that either I did or somebody else did, and here's all the classes that led to, like, a specific set of classes that led to, like, if you guys want to inspire somebody, if you have ever seen a result, from somebody that did something cool, either ask them, if it's you, go back and just look through Renata and be like, oh my gosh, that class helped me do that and get that result. Ooh, that class helped me get that result. All right, if it's not you, if it's somebody else, oh, this is gold. I've actually never shared this with anybody before. But if you've seen somebody else have a result, then ask them, hey, what classes helped you get that result? Which instructors helped you get that result? I actually like to give them credit specifically. Be like, oh my gosh, Jeff Armstrong, like I just did. Jeff Armstrong helped me do that first lending deal in my life because I had watched his class, right? And so I like to give Jeff Armstrong credibility as a person, like literally, like, oh no, like I didn't just watch a video, and that's really what happened. I watched a video and was like, oh my gosh, but Jeff Armstrong, like, I want to give it to him personally, right? People love that personal touch, if you will. Oh, this is so good, right? And so then, after, maybe they put their order in and they come to some kind of a group event, and they're like, nah, maybe not. We decided against it, whatever, right? And yes, I have had some people make it all the way to, they've got the order in, they've made it to stuff, and they still bow out, right? And so, but I should say fewer. So I don't know if I draw this to scale, I guess, and say that there's fewer people that make it all the way to here and bow out, right? And then you got the people that are in and they go for it, okay? And so, but let's talk about 2020. things have changed. I'm noticing, and I've talked about this for a few months now, but I'm noticing this divide, right? I'm noticing that some people are scared. Some people are financially in turmoil, that, probably last year would have just seen this and bought. I'm noticing some people are just like, holy crap, this is like the thing I've been waiting for. I'm ready. Let's do this. Opportunity is on the horizon with what's going on, right? And so I'm noticing this. I'm noticing a bigger divide, if you will. I've met with a lot of people, right? And it hasn't been very common that I will have like literally an entire day. In fact, let me show you my calendar here. Monday of last week. Now, those of you who know me, I love to keep my calendar very sharp for exactly what's going on in my life. And so Monday, and at the beginning of Monday on May 4th, I had about, I think it was 4 or 5 one-on-ones scheduled with people. And if you look at my calendar on Monday of last week, May the 4th, it's bare. Every single one-on-one canceled on Monday. Every single one of them, just out of the blue. Some of them were no-show, just didn't even nothing, and some of them were like, hey, I can't make it, whatever, I gotta cancel. Okay. This one. So Debbie, I still kept this little 15-minute briefing, if you will. So here I had talking about here's a 15-minute little briefing where I had that 15-minute call with Debbie, and Joe was the one who sent me a referral to connect us all together. And we met with Debbie the next day. And so I mean, I don't want to say Monday was a complete failure. In fact, the following day, Tuesday, met with Debbie here in the evening, and Debbie's very words out of her mouth, she said, because we learned that she's got money and she wants to sit back and twiddle her thumbs and make money being a bank. And so she said, I really like what you're doing. How about I start small? Can I give you $250,000 to go and do what you're doing in real estate? Right. So again, I don't want to say that was a complete failure, but the point I want to make is I am seeing a greater divide. Okay. I'm not sure who I've got off of mute here. Mute. Okay. Greater divide. In fact, here, I took a couple of screenshots because I wanted to share with you guys some stuff. So let's actually, so this was just last night. Oh, no, just kidding. This is, who is this? This is Matt. Hey, I mean, just out of the blue. So I had a meeting with him. I want to say it was that. Oh, no, just it was 3 p.m. We had a meeting at 3. He says that in his thing. So, and he sends that 11 a.m. Hey, I need to cancel, right? Just out of the blue like that. And this is one of those people. So you can see that he sent me the HELOC. So I showed him Velocity Banking, and he's just like, holy crap, like this could work for me, right? Just crazy excited. He even sent me a Zions Bank promotion that's going on, and it looks like, I'm not sure if this is just on his computer or what, but regardless, all right, just excited. And then bam, nothing. I was able to chat with him on the phone. He's just like, I just don't want to do this right now. It's I can see it's a lot of commitment, right? Doesn't want to do it. Here's another one. Let's see. Oh, no, that's a success one. Here's another one. Scott Day. Hey, man, I would love to do some deals together, but I hate to tell you, but I want to wait on the education part of the conversation, right? He's basically just like, and dude, this is a guy that told me that, he has a lot of money sitting in the bank, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. And his response, inside of that 15-minute briefing, the qualification call, he's like, oh yeah, like I've done a bunch of other stuff. I've never done like flips and rental properties. And I really want to get into flipping and renting properties. And I'm just like, holy crap, like that's my forte. Like I love doing both of those things. And so he gets excited, we chat, and then this, right? I mean, he was like the perfect prospect. Cancels. Just like, nope, I don't want to do this. Here's another one. Mauricio, this is one of the ones that canceled that last Monday. Hey man, after long consideration, the offer, I've come to the decision to not invest in this membership, Okay, so you guys, I just want you guys to see this. I'm seeing a lot more of people bowing out lately, okay? But I'll tell you this, because I assume that many of you might be experiencing the same thing. Because I choose to believe that if I'm seeing it, then I'm probably not the only one, right? It's not all just unicorns and rainbows around here, okay? Now, let me share with you a couple other ones, because this does not stop me. All of these people bowing out does not stop me, okay? If you saw one of my trainings, in fact, I think I talked about this in Super Saturday. It's so crazy. I've been doing it I've been doing so many lately that I don't remember. I can't remember what I said in which one. I'm sure I could go back and look at my notes, but doesn't stop me. Oh, rules of engagement, right? All these people, I'm telling them, and I want to share with you just a little shift that I've made. But from Jay Massey, he talks about the rules of engagement. And I tell people, right? Tell you what, if you are feeling like, holy crap, Daine, shut up and just tell me what to do next. Like, yes, I'm doing this. You just tell me what to do next. I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's go. Right? Then tell me, are you comfortable just telling me, Daine, shut up and let's do this? Okay. Or two, if you start feeling like, oh my gosh, and like I don't want to tell Daine that this isn't for me, like, and I don't want to, in fact, let's say the quarantine lifted and you and I were at Costco at the same time, and we, you looked across the aisle and I looked across the aisle and our eyes met, and you duck behind this giant pallet of Tutti Frutti cereal, Kellogg's cereal, whatever. And I mean, because they got pallets of stuff out there. It's super cool how Costco is just like, oh, let's just put a pallet and everybody will come get it. But you jump behind this aisle because you don't want to make it awkward, and you want to just avoid and just don't. If you get to that point, can you just tell me no? Are you confident in yourself to just say, hey, if this is not for me, then Daine, I don't want to do this, right? And I get them to say yes. Right. And then the third one, I say, if you can't decide, if you're just like, I don't know, I could do this, but I could not do that. And maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Right. I don't know what all these things. And if you just don't know, if you're just like, maybe, are you okay if I just go and help some other people at this time? And then we can circle back later. So for at least the temporary, are you okay if I just take this as a no? I'll go help some other people who are ready, and then you and I can circle back, okay? On a one day Sunday kind of a thing. But yeah, we'll circle back, right? And so I think this is one of the reasons why I'm actually getting people telling me, hey man, I don't want to, not right now. Instead of just like ghosting me. I mean, I am getting the ghost, but I've noticed, because again, I am not stopping. Let me make this bigger. I am not stopping because some people go through this and still make it all the way through and join. right? So let me share a couple other screenshots with you guys. Let's see, which one is this? Anna B. Okay, so out of the blue, she texts me, "Hey Daine, I should be able to get my combo next week. I also have some investment money, and you talked about paying, for solo 401k, whatever. Anna B just bought her full-on Epics combo, cash discount $23,000. Because again, she's super stoked. She actually rolled over her 401k into a solo 401k, and she actually just invested in her first little investment property. I think it was like last week, right? It was worth it to go through all those people that have been giving me this rejection to help Anna B, right? It's okay. Yes, it sucked. Yes, when I saw those emails, it kind of just like, irks you a little bit, because you're just like, man, with what you could do with what Renatus has for you, you would not be saying this, right? These people that are bowing out wherever it is in this process, if they could only see what this could do for them, I mean, they would be begging me to take their card, kind of like Anna B, right? Here's another one. Let's see, back to here. Greg has met us. "Hey Daine, we're ready to upgrade to our complete package." And he's trying to actually do it. "Can we do it on Helios ourselves, or do you need to help us?" Right? And I ended up needing to help them. But regardless, right? They just bought their Extreme Plus combo as well. Cash discount $20,000, right? And so yes, I'm seeing a larger divide where there's more people here that are bowing out, but the people that want to get started with this are more excited, are more driven. They are more ambitious. They are willing to work harder. I mean, like I said, last year when people were just getting into this easy 2019, I was seeing people that, I mean, it was easy. It was easy to go find 20,000, start, and then some of those people, like, I wouldn't see them for a couple of months, text them, be like, "Hey, how's it going?" "Oh, I got busy." Like, dude, you just spent 20,000. Are you kidding me? Today, I'm seeing the people that can actually do it, they are doing it, right? And if I show you Greg and Anna B's track record, I know, and this is just this month, right? So these two people will cause me to have a little over a $20,000 May. They are in. So just wanted to share this with you guys, that what I'm noticing, right? People, there's a bigger divide. People are either losing their marbles, or people are just like, "I'm doing this. I am absolutely doing this." Here's another one that I just got today. Let's see, is this Kimball? "Hey Daine, I'm ready. I've come full circle." Now, here's a cool thing. Kimball was somebody that I chatted with back in December. He made it all the way to here. Kimball made it all the way to here. Order in, everything. Order in, been to a bunch of events, told him like, "Hey, here's how you can find the 20,000. He went and found it. And then he bowed out right at the last minute, back in December last year. And then he just reached out to me, because again, back to this, hey, if this is like a maybe, are you okay if I just take this as a no? I'm gonna help some other people, and you and I can circle back. And one of the, I didn't say this to him, but one of the things that I personally, like, if somebody's down here, like, I've got enough people that I'm working through because I talk to a lot of people, right? It's so weird. You know, Keely talked about how I was shy, and at the Apple store, and they stuck me in the back because I could not communicate. It was scary. And now I'll talk to more people. Like, oh, I'll find somebody else. Oh, I'll go talk to somebody else, right? And so Kimball was one of those people. He's like, yeah, he kept on floating between these two things. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take this as a no. I'm going to go help some more people, and we will circle back. Now, I will say that when I circle back, you know, and I eventually told him this, but when I circle back, I mean, sometimes you might have to reach out to me when we circle back, because I'm a busy dude. I'm out helping people, right, that want to be helped. And so you might have to circle back. So he says, let me actually share with you the first email that Kimball sent to me. He says, let's see. Hey, Daine, this is just a couple of days ago. Just wanted to reach out for say thanks you once again for last year, helping me out. So appreciate it. Sorry, whatever. COVID-19 things, I've envisioned myself, da-da-da-da-da. He's basically just saying, I want to get in. I want to get in and do this. And here we are, where he says, can we meet today at 3:30? In fact, I better put that on my calendar. Can we meet today at 3:30? So roadmap combo with Kimball. And all on Zoom these days, right? Zoom. And bam. So I hope this is helping you guys, because it is worth it to me. And obviously Kimball has not gone through yet. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. So let's maybe just do like a dotted line here, but could be Kimball. It's worth it. These people, they're going to do it, because right now, because of this big divide where people are either off their rocker in some other la land, or they are focused. They want it. They absolutely want it. I'm not sure if you guys saw that email from Kimball, but he's just like, I want this, right? I will put in my 110%. I'm in. Let's do this, right? So let me check comments. We've got a bunch of them. Let's see. Where do we send that list request? Sorry, Sandra, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about.
Classes to watch.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning when you were talking about what classes.
Yeah, just Venmo me. Or Venmo. iMessage. Facebook message. Holy crap. Just Venmo me. No, just kidding. Yeah, just send me a Facebook thing. Whose intro do you use? I like Michael Huggins. I like Bob Snyder's. I've never seen Scott Rose in its entirety, but the snippets of his that I have seen, I mean, Scott is a presenter. That man can instill vision into people. Very good at what he does. Daine, is it your close one-on-one where you bring in your testimonial for third-party validation? If I understand this correctly, Third-party validation comes here in intro phase, here in group phase, and here I just talk about it, right? In these one-on-ones, I just talk about other people. In the intrigue, I will, if there's an opportunity, again, these are 15 minutes. That's it. I cut it. If they even have more things that they want to talk about in the intrigue stage, I still cut it. You have to, because you'll work them into intrigue, you'll work them out of intrigue, all in the same breath, seems like. So 15 minutes, and I cut it. And if you're using a video for this, that's totally fine. You know, Scott Rowe has videos, 15-minute briefings. I believe Michael also has 15-minute briefings where you can just use a video for this, you know, as your qualifier. And I haven't watched any of them, but that's what they should do. They should just like cliffhanger, like season finale of your favorite TV show, cliffhanger, cut it, right? Because you create that intrigue and then cut it, and that just drives them to be like, okay, what's next? What's next, right? So great question there. Let's see, and by close, are you creating their account? Ada, so because of Helios, I've shifted it just a little bit where I don't put the order in until they're like ready. However, I did do one this week actually, where I told them, I said, you know, I understand that we're not going to pay for this right now. It used to be seamless, where I could just like put their order in. It wasn't like saying, hey, pay now, pay now, pay now. And plus I was doing it with them side by side, right next to them. I mean, even if I was doing it over Zoom. And so I'm still working through, I just did it last week. And the way that I did it was I said, hey, like it's going to ask you like, hey, you know, do you want to complete your account, make your payments? It's going to ask you that. Just click the close button on that and start going through. Because when you create an account for somebody, this is one thing I love about Helios that the old Business Center did not have. Nowadays, if you create an account for somebody and they don't pay for it, you can just close the little button that says like, hey, you know, complete your account, pay for it, sign everything. And you can direct them to the education, and everything will be locked, but they can see it. Plus, you can direct them to, you know, in the education, you can direct them to a page that says instructors. So if you go to education and then the drop down instructors, then they can actually watch a bunch of videos inside of Helios about the instructors. And a lot of these guys, I mean, they are studs. They know what they're doing, right? Awesome stuff. And so let's see. Heather, I'm doing the best I have ever done. I love it. Keep saying that, my friend. I'm doing the best I have ever done. Everybody should be waking up in the morning and saying that. I am getting better every single day. I'm getting better every single day. The hardest part, I agree with you. I'm not sure when you texted this in, Heather, but people just don't know what they don't know. These examples are phenomenal. Thank you, Daine. Appreciate you, Keely. Great training, exactly what I needed to hear to wrap me up. Yes, Rick, that's what I wanted today, right? I wanted to show you guys a bunch of rejection and just blah, people bowing out. But you know what? It makes it worth it, because the Gregs, the Anna B's, and we'll see if Kimball today, it makes it worth it. And to see those people go through and just start busting it out. One last thing I want to share with you guys. And so let's see, it doesn't look like they have. I mean, here's their phase one. They watched all, I repeat, all of their essentials classes in the month of April and March and April of this year. Anna B, let's see if I can find her really quickly. Anna B, she has been busting it already. I mean, look at how much she has plowed through in just April and May so far. I mean, as soon as she got access to her classes, I mean, she's going. Like I said, I see this divide. People are either going for it or they're just bowing out. Farther, you know, a deeper divide than I've ever seen. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So don't let the people who are bowing out affect you. Just remember that you're looking for those who are like you, who want to get to work and see an opportunity. Renee is asking if you can say something. Yeah, do you want to come
Daine,
out or
yeah,
go ahead?
I just wanted to tell you, thank you. This is for you and all those shy people out there, or even the people who aren't shy but are feeling a lot of rejection. I just want to thank you for getting over that, doing all the self-work that you've done to get you to the place where you could share these trainings with us, because you are a phenomenal trainer. And just you sharing those rejections today, it just kind of took away that thought process in my mind that, wow, I really suck at this. Because even, you know, the master himself here is getting the same results that I was. So I feel like that was just a turning point for me, and I just appreciate you so much.
My pleasure. It was crazy. This, you know, I just got to share this real fast. Midnight last night, I woke up and, you know, because I think about you guys throughout the week. Midnight last night, I mean, until that hour, I had nothing. I was like, what am I going to share with everybody? What am I going to share with everybody? You know, I asked myself that throughout the whole week. I woke up, you know, just kind of falling asleep, and it was like, bam, people need to hear this. People need to hear this. And so I started, you know, taking all these screenshots and like searching all the, I was looking for all my rejection, and I got more. I mean, I had more rejection that I could have shown you guys, but I didn't want to scare some people. No, just kidding. But it's worth it. You know what? It's worth it.
Dang.
I get rejected probably more than how do I say this? I get rejected more than people who make less money than me. Does that make sense? People who make less money than me get rejected less than me, if that makes sense. I get more rejection and also get paid more than a lot of people. Go ahead, whoever is off of mute.
This is LaShaun. I just wanted to say, until you said, go ahead and report your numbers, even if they're goose eggs, because I never would have reported a goose egg, but even goose eggs are counted. And I took that to mean at least I'm persevering, I'm not giving up. And for you to share about your rejection, thank you. So I don't feel like I'm alone by myself. Back to you, Dave.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I know we're over the hour, so appreciate y'all. Yes, Keely, go for no principle. It is the best. Go for no. You're not interested, box. Your rejection. It's okay, right? I'm still here. I'm still happy. I'm still enjoying life. And yes, I got some rejection. And yes, it sucked. I was pissed. In fact, I should have my wife come off of here one of these days. But I mean, there was one day, I can't remember if it was this week or last, but I was just like, babe, I think I want to quit Renatus. This sucks. I had six one-on-ones cancel all in the same day. Like, is this even worth it? Those very words came out of my mouth. And then I was like, wait a second. What am I even thinking? That's stupid. Why would I quit? There's all these people that need my help. Why would I, anyway. So I got to tell you, I mean, those very words came out of my mouth, even though I'm one of the top 5 in Renata's company. Now, obviously, I was kidding, but yeah, it happens. All right, guys. Love you all. I'll see you all next week. Oh, wait. So I'm not the only one who takes rejection personally. Yes, Keely, you're not the only one. It happens. But I get over it. And I go find somebody else to get rejected, and then I find the Gregs and the Annabes. So, all right, guys. Love you all. See you all next week.